Today on Campus Connection, a controversial debate surrounding Cal State Long Beach student-run publication, The Union Weekly.
And coming up, I'll be talking about how Long Beach is revitalizing their downtown district.
Hidden on the campus of Cal State Long Beach is a station that brings music to the soul. Stay with us.
Hello, and welcome to Campus Connection. I'm Bianca Palos.
I'm Leonie Guadalupe.
And I'm Liz Polk. Today, we're taking a closer look at issues and people important to the greater Long Beach community.
We begin with a hometown heroine. The late Senator Jenny Oropesa dedicated her life for positive change in Long Beach. Despite her sudden death, her legacy lives on. Madeline Traficanda has the story.
She was only 53 years old when she passed away last October. Senator Oropesa survived a long battle with liver cancer, enduring months of treatment, but she beat the disease and turned her challenge into an asset. She moved on to push bills fighting cancer and protecting the environment. The Long Beach Democrat had a slow but steady rise through politics over practically her entire life. Jenny launched her political career as student body president here at Cal State Long Beach in 1979.
Can we, for once in our lives, be honest on this floor?
Jenny went on to be the first Latina on the California State University Board of Trustees and the Long Beach City Council. Her sister reflected on childhood memories and Jenny's early ability to capture her audience.
Her innate voice for the community was already actively forming, and she captured the imagination of the people even back then.
CSU Long Beach remembered Jenny with a memorial service a couple weeks after her death. This was a great opportunity for her loved ones to spread the word about her dedication and hard work for this city.
She fought and lost some battles, but she never stopped fighting, never. And she was always vocal, never afraid to ask questions.
In 2006, Sacramento's Capital Weekly named Oropesa Comeback Player of the Year. Earlier that year, she won the California Democratic Party endorsement by a single vote. Longtime friend and co-worker Carl Kemp speaks of the attitude she carried for her people.
She cared about everybody, whether they were illegal or illegal, whether they were voters and non-voters, whether they were rich or poor. If they were her people, they were her people.
Many of her bills protect the environment, transportation funding, and expanded cancer prevention. Some of her laws include cutting hidden property taxes and increasing the rights of veterans. She impacted not only those she represented, but those who surrounded her as well. Longtime friend Sharon Wiseman shared a few words.
Jenny's worldview was always one of optimism and hope. And I would say that someone like Jenny doesn't come along very often.
Jenny was and will continue to be a huge influence on the Long Beach community. She has left her mark here, and her memory will carry on. I'm Madeline Traficanda reporting for Campus Connection.
Senator Oropesa's name remained on the ballot, and she won re-election in November.
But Prop 19 was not so lucky. Californians overwhelmingly rejected the recreational use of marijuana. 53% of Long Beach residents voted against the measure. But the battle continues.
Maria Ronchetti reports.
On November 2nd, California voted no on Prop 19. Before 1937, marijuana was legal throughout the U.S., and in 1996, Californians passed Proposition 215. This allowed people with extreme pain to use medicinal marijuana. This election, the stakes were higher. Proposition 19 set out to legalize the recreational use of cannabis. This was a revolutionary idea, considering marijuana is frowned upon by a large portion of our society. David Olson, the LA County student coordinator for Prop 19, was disappointed by the outcome.
Kind of expecting it to pass. I know there's optimism, some people didn't support it or whatnot, but throughout the campaign, usually in the beginning of the campaign, we had so much support, and it's kind of the downfall the last 2 weeks of the campaign. I think it's just a lot of fear.
Throughout the race, polls favored a positive outcome, but voters had the final say, and the resolution was negative. Factors that influenced voters were how marijuana would affect the workplace, pressure from the medicinal marijuana suppliers in the so-called Emerald Triangle, and the opposition from local enforcement agencies and the federal government. Students at CSULB felt strongly about this issue.
You never heard of anybody dying from an overdose of marijuana or getting a crash because of marijuana.
I am for Prop 19 because I think, like, if someone wants to get high, it's their business, you know? It's nobody else's business what they want to do. It should be up to them.
Jonathan Perry, the director for Students for Sensible Drug Policy, said in a press release, "The war on drugs is a failure because of violence associated with the illegal activity of distributing marijuana. The legalization of the drug would take the criminal aspect out of its distribution." David Olson, CSULB campus coordinator for Prop 19, remains optimistic.
Be able to distribute and tax marijuana how I want to, or not even have marijuana in the county at all. So I think that was a big thing people were worried about. So for 2012, we're going to make it more clear about the proposition and make it more easy for people to understand it.
The proposition may return to the ballots in 2012. Everyone involved and supporters of the campaign are hoping that the tables will turn in 2 years. I'm Maria Ranchetti reporting for Campus Connection.
We'll see if this proposition makes it to the 2012 ballot. Now, over to Liz.
Another controversial political firestorm here in the city of Long Beach involves the First Amendment and women's rights. Michael Cecil leads our in-studio discussion.
Thank you, Liz. The Union Weekly, a student-run paper, recently published an article titled "How to Get Laid, A Girl's Guide for Guys." The article maps out advice for men on how to get women to sleep with them. A resolution that ASI Senator Roxana Gracia wrote in response to the article was passed in October. There has been pushback from both sides of this heated argument. To discuss this issue, I am now joined by the Union Weekly editor-in-chief, Kevin O'Brien, and Alicia Herrick, one of the founders of JAGED, also known as Justice and Gender Education. Welcome to Campus Connection, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Kevin, how would you describe the premise surrounding the article, How to Get Laid, A Girl's Guide for Guys?
The premise around the article, I would describe it as a humorous and somewhat, at some point, satirical and feminine perspective on how men go about getting women to sleep with them in college, to provide you with some context.
Right. Yeah. And Alicia, at what point did you feel this article and JAGED that the story changed from being an opinion and kind of an open satirical approach to suggesting violent activity?
Well, I think what it comes down to is it basically trivializes the real fact that women are raped on college campuses and that students are raped. One of the things that it says is when you get to her place, just get to no dilly-dallying. You don't want to give her time to really think about it. I mean, that basically says do not wait for consent. And by the California State Penal Code 261, rape is defined as non-consensual sex. So, I mean, that's really where we took issue with the article and where we thought that it didn't present an educated idea about sex. Yeah.
Definitely. And Kevin, did you feel like your First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and press were unjustifiably called into question here?
I think they were definitely called into question. I think there was an attempt to squelch my freedom of speech, and certainly, and much more importantly, the freedom of speech of my staff. The role of the Union Weekly on the campus is to propagate student opinion. We're called the student's voice. We're not the source of official news on campus. That's the Daily 49er, and I think, you know, if you're calling into question the fact that we print student opinion, then you're calling into question our existence as a whole. So, yes, I'd say it was an unfair action.
Alicia, your response to that?
Yeah, well, I think most people would agree that freedom of speech is definitely good, and that I agree with freedom of speech 100%. But what needs to be recognized is that freedom of speech also comes with responsibilities, and you're accountable and you're responsible for whatever you publish in whatever form. It doesn't say, just like you can't publish information on how to build a bomb, you can't publish information that can potentially incite someone to commit a crime. And rape, as defined by the California state law, is a crime, and it's a felony that can put someone in prison for up to 8 years.
Definitely. And Kevin, the Union is often regarded as a strong alternative newspaper on campus. How will you and your staff move forward in this situation?
Exactly as we have before this incident happened. I know Senator Gracia put forth a resolution, it was passed, but I'm not sure what a resolution is, and I haven't really read it. And I can assure you and the students at Cal State Long Beach that the Union Weekly will act as it has always acted in the interest of the student, body and their freedom of speech.
Well, just to say to that, what the resolution says is that the university takes a stand and says that no affiliated, CSULB affiliated organization or group would be allowed to perpetuate the idea of violence against women. And what that means is potentially, because Kevin, as far as I'm aware, your paper gets funds from ASI, which means that if you were to publish this article later, after this resolution was passed, you could have your funding pulled.
I mean, that's your perspective. I think the reality is, working from within ASI, that would not be the case. And, you know, I'd feel confident printing this feature again tomorrow, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, that's definitely interesting debate there. Do you have any closing statements?
Well, yeah, I think from Jagged's perspective, I think this opportunity, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here and to talk about this issue, because the real fact is that 1 in 4 women, college-age women, will be the victim of a rape or attempted rape by the time they graduate from college. And so I think it's a great opportunity that we're having this conversation, that we can talk about this. But what I challenge Kevin and other writers, other journalists to do is, let's have a real conversation about sex. Let's have a conversation that doesn't joke, that doesn't trivialize it, because there are women that have experienced this scenario and that they have been affected by this. And this is a problem that we do need to address on an intelligent, educational level.
And Kevin, do you have any final comments you'd like to make today?
I think the idea that I have to consider people's personal experience when I go to express myself is a little insane and a little counterproductive. I think the conversation did happen. I think it happened in the creation of Jagged, in the protesting of me and my organization, and I think it is a happy byproduct of the cultural medicine that is freedom of speech. And I can assure you that the Union Weekly will continue to administer that to the students, faculty, and staff of the College of Cal State Long Beach. So, thank you.
Well, Alicia and Kevin, thank you for joining me here today. It was certainly an interesting discussion. Loriani and Bianca, back to you.
It's great to hear both perspectives on the story.
Yes, they both bring up really good points.
Coming up on Campus Connection, what happens to orphans when they reach the age of 18?
Many have a hard time finding a home when they are released from foster care, but a local organization is developing a plan to help them transition into a better life. Plus, for over 4,000 homeless in Long Beach, great efforts are underway to improve their quality of life. Megan Farquhar will have the story.
Also, coming up, new technology is helping track missing persons with cognitive disorders.
Today in America, 1 out of every 6 children lives below the poverty line, struggling every day just to hang on. Will you help? Go to povertyusa.org and get involved.
I've always lived on the east side of Long Beach, and by the college, and a lot of shopping, and it's very nice.
Well, I think that Long Beach is safe if you know where to go, and if you don't know where to go, I think that Long Beach can be quite dangerous.
And it's safe in my building. It's safe enough.
In 2005, the City of Long Beach designed a 10-year plan to lower the homeless population. Megan Farquhar updates us on its progress.
Today, nearly 4,000 men, women, and children are homeless in Long Beach. To combat this issue, the city designed a 10-year plan to identify and solve the issues surrounding it. Outside organizations have also offered their services, like the Feed the Homeless held at the First Congressional Church every Sunday. Director Brad Laura-Gagne described the program.
We provide them with a nutritious hot meal that includes the protein they need for the day, a fresh salad component, fresh fruit, homemade baked goods. They have hot and cold drinks available to them, and each of these meals is prepared fresh each Sunday.
The kitchen supervisor of the drop-in center, Steve Stewart, is homeless himself, but is working towards getting himself off the streets. He runs the kitchen and almost the whole operation with help from volunteers. He explains how the drop-in center has helped him.
As far as keeping myself focused on things I need to take care of, other than just finding a place to stay, all the opportunities out there that the drop-in center offers with the computer room and so forth, just helps you be focused.
The 10-year plan is being carried out by the Multi-Service Center in Long Beach, who has partnered with 13 nonprofit agencies. The coordinator of the MSC, Elsa Ramos, says that one major advance is the homeless prevention and rapid rehousing programs. This was implemented by the Obama administration, which funded $1.5 billion towards it. Sadly, the amount of homeless people is still on the rise, but many, like Lisa Laco, stay optimistic.
Now you can make it hard on yourself, or you can look positive, say, I'm going to make it, one way or another. But I think each one of us are strong people to survive on the streets.
The harsh reality, though, is that being homeless on the streets of Long Beach can be very unsafe at times.
I did have incidents when I was scared. I mean, I was in an instance once where I could have died, but I came up out of it through the grace of God.
The city of Long Beach is still struggling to get a large population of homeless people off the streets. Fortunately, there is hope. Programs like the Drop-In Center at the First Congressional Church, the 10-year plan to end homelessness, and many nonprofit organizations around Long Beach. This is Megan Farquhar reporting with Campus Connection.
Change is everywhere in Long Beach, including the downtown district. Michael Cecil reports on how this plan will give the city a new look.
Impacted by culture, diversity, and history, the downtown district of Long Beach has often been considered a gateway to growth. There have been no bigger plans for development in recent history than the Downtown Community Plan, a landmark project that began in 2007 in a collective effort from business owners, city officials, and residents alike taking the initiative for positive change.
Trying to rebuild this place to make it look better, attract tourism, and everybody, even the people that live around here, they see it, and it's getting better every day.
Despite these signs of promise, the economic recession from 2008 still resides over the city. More and more businesses are shutting down and filing for bankruptcy, leaving less employment opportunities for residents and depreciating housing values. The Downtown Community Plan looks to address these issues by attracting diversity in business development, investing in clean energy ideas, and building dynamic architecture in the current and coming decades. The Long Beach City Council has approved the Downtown Community Plan, with 2nd District Council member Suja Lowenthal one of the biggest supporters. Lowenthal believes that this plan is pro-community and pro-business and is looking forward to its development. The downtown plan will be implemented over a 25-year period, aimed at increasing density within the district by developing up to 9,200 new residential units, 2 million square feet of office and retail space, and 3,200 new hotel rooms. Advocates of the plan argue that it will not only increase housing values in the city, but spur job creation and higher wages for employees as well. Among the various projects with the community plan are promoting a distinctive skyline, connecting the community with the neighboring coastline, diversifying the economy, and investing in green technology. The Downtown Community Plan is the product of years of hard work, numerous steering, committee meetings, community presentations, and input from the Redevelopment Agency and Planning Commission. At its core, the plan is a zoning and planning document that supports sustainable building, historic preservation, and new forward-thinking development standards. One day in the recent future, we will see a new Long Beach, riding the rail to greater prominence and national recognition. Reporting from downtown Long Beach, Michael Cecil, Campus Connection.
From the city to the beaches, our community is constantly striving to improve itself, especially when it comes to cleaning up our coast. Loriani fills us in.
Thanks, Liz. Long Beach may be a beach town, but its coastline isn't known for swimming. With the Los Angeles and San Gabriel rivers just upstream, city beaches are impacted by LA's sewage problem, and that means pollution.
Last November, the city of Long Beach closed our beaches due to a sewage spill in Burbank. According to an organization, Heal the Bay, debris and trash from rainfall runoff end up in storm drains which lead into the LA River and eventually reach Long Beach beaches. According to Heal the Bay, LA waters remain the worst in the state.
I wouldn't go in the water. I don't think it would be safe to go in that water.
These beaches here are disgusting.
Eric Zahn, Restoration Director of Colorado Lagoon, says that wetlands like the Colorado Lagoon are meant to filter waste from entering our ocean. However, he says that urbanization has not only diminished some of the local wetlands, but also impacts the efficiency of the ones remaining.
Unfortunately, our wetlands aren't healthy enough to provide that service, but what we're doing here at Colorado Lagoon is trying to reverse that. I actually live about 4 blocks from Long Beach Beach, and I never ever go in the water. It's unfortunate that our water quality is so poor, here, and most of it's because we have these two giant urbanized rivers.
However, our city's waters are improving according to Heal the Bay and Long Beach City. New and improved storm drain systems were constructed last April in 16 cities surrounding the LA River, including Long Beach. Local beach cleanups and other volunteer projects also catalyze the improvement of our waters. Some local organizations are making an effort to keep our beaches clean. They believe that the community can take measures to preserve our coast.
We ask people to come and help us clean up the beach. We want to pick up trash and debris that litters our shoreline, and we want to make it safe and clean for all the people that come in to visit the beach and for the marine life that live here.
They're beautiful. They're a lot better than they used to be, and they've cleaned things up a lot, and it's just a beautiful place. I love it here.
It looks like the city is bringing in fresh ideas for the new decade. Bianca?
Speaking of fresh ideas, Long Beach residents and caregivers are working hand in hand with police to help find missing persons. I looked into how a bracelet can do more than meets the eye.
Wandering around without help has been the case for too many citizens in Long Beach. The police department is working hand in hand with the company M-Finders to track down missing persons using a bracelet. Sergeant Charlotte Alou spoke on behalf of the department and said that the M-Finders bracelet is part of a new initiative to help citizens of Long Beach called Safe Reunion.
So right now we have a total of 11 that will be out in the community, and after a set amount of time we'll be able to find out basically by running our statistics if we do have a reduction. And it has been really warmly received. We've had a lot of interest in the program.
M-Finders created a bracelet with cellular technology. The device is meant for those with Alzheimer's disease, Down syndrome, or other cognitive disorders. 6-year-old Nicholas Kang, who has Down syndrome, was the first child to receive a bracelet. His parents said that the bracelet is a preventative measure.
We have to first check the whole house to make sure he's not in the house. Then we go outside at that point. But yeah, he's gone out several times onto relatively busy streets. So hopefully we'll never have to use it again. But since it's there, it's a peace of mind.
Getting these bracelets into the hands of those in need can make a world of difference. But the idea to pass this technology to citizens was a 5-year push. It came from a chance meeting between two women at an Alzheimer's support group.
Chris McGree's husband suffered from Alzheimer's. She suggested Project Lifesaver to Corlin Wahlberg, a local realtor who contributed largely to what is now the Safe Reunion program. Both women teamed up and gathered $16,000 in donations. McGree said she hopes more caregivers use this technology to its fullest.
As the disease progressed, he got wilier and wilier, and if I took him with me to go to, for example, a drugstore, and I was talking to the pharmacist, I could turn around and he would be gone. And that's panic time.
The new police chief launched the Safe Reunion program and received 95 donated bracelets. Each bracelet costs $225 plus a $25 fee for cellular coverage. Bill Gorham, an M-Finders representative, said the coverage is integrated with the 911 system, and thanks to this, loved ones can be found within minutes.
It's incredible how technology can literally save lives.
And another organization is also doing its part to help others, thanks to an aging Long Beach hotel. Renovations are underway at the once neglected The Palace, but when it's done, it won't play host to out-of-town guests. Instead, this home away from home is designed to help teens in need of a helping hand. The Palace, located at 2640 East Anaheim, will home men and women who have been emancipated from the foster care system. United Friends of the Children and Link Housing have partnered up to convert the historic hotel, built in 1929, into 13 studio apartments. The renovations will extend the building's lifespan for more than 50 years. The first floor will be available for retail space that Link hopes will employ some of the residents. Tenants will stay for about 18 months and will be required to attend weekly life skill classes and meetings with their advocacy counselors. It will be the city's first housing unit for youth coming out of foster care. This project is set to finish in summer 2011.
There's still more ahead on Campus Connection, including...
Up next, on Campus Connection, we show you how you can swim with the fishes at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
$15 billion coffee chain Starbucks is ready to make a new risky move to improve its decrease in sales.
In 1993, I learned I had multiple sclerosis. I went on the first approved treatment for MS right away. Now there are 6 approved treatments. These treatments work. Let them work for you. Contact your doctor or MSAA.
I think the diversity, culture of peoples.
I like Long Beach, especially Belmont Shore.
Well, it's sunny, has a lot of good beaches, it has a lot of fun like surfing spots. All my friends are here, and Matt Barkley, the USC Trojans quarterback, is from Long Beach.
Long Beach's Aquarium of the Pacific has been a city attraction for a very long time.
A new feature can land you in the tank.
Antonella Mancini has more.
Since June the 1st, 2010, the Aquarium of the Pacific has been offering a brand new program that attracts tourists and people from our community.
Welcome to our tropical reef exhibit. If you're in the gallery, if you would like to head on over, as you can see, we're having a diver enter the water right now.
The immersion diving program brings a whole new meaning to the phrase swimming with the fishes, and we sat down with the program creator and supervisor officer, Paul DeMeo, to give us all the details.
Our guest immersion program is it's a program where we've opened the exhibits up to the public. So any certified diver can come in, spend the afternoon with us, get a behind-the-scenes tour, and have the opportunity to dive in our tropical reef exhibit with all the animals. We give them a digital camera and video camera so they can capture everything that they see and take it home with them, and just have a really nice time exploring the exhibit.
The exhibit integrates a demonstration to the public that takes place during the afternoon.
People enjoy the diving program so much. Regular visitors would never miss it.
In this particular exhibit, we do have over 2,000 animals, over 200 different species, and I can't help but notice, but you seem to kind of disappear behind those trevallies there.
It's $2.99, and that includes everything: your behind-the-scenes tour, your camera. We give you the 2 gig card out of the camera. Includes a nice aquarium towel, and all your equipment is included as well. Well, we kind of looked at what other aquariums do, what they don't do, what would work for us here. We wanted to make it a little more intimate for our guests.
Divers are wonderful about interacting with the people, wonderful with children with the high fives and the big smiles.
With this program, you get to dive into a tropical reef habitat for 45 minutes to feed all kinds of different animals.
It's fun to watch. The fish are excited when the divers come too. So yes, people love the divers, the diving programs, the presentations with all the information. It's a great program.
When including the behind the scenes, it's a 2.5-hour experience, and you must remember to make a reservation 24 hours prior to the meeting. This has been Antonella Mancini reporting for Campus Connection.
Sounds like a great way to spend your weekend.
But if a Sunday stroll through the aquarium is not your taste, maybe a drink in Belmont Shore will fit the bill.
Megan Farquhar did some research.
Sunday Funday has been around for ages and is a growing leisure trend in Long Beach. It's when residents enjoy one last day of fun and relaxation before hanging up their party pants and going back to work. It consists of drinking, food, and oftentimes sports, which starts early and ends early. Denny Lunn, the owner of Schooner Later in Belmont Shore, has watched this weekly holiday grow.
Even during rainy times when it's drizzling a little bit, I've actually watched people, the umbrellas up, if it's just a light falling rain. I've watched people with rain falling around their omelet, and they're eating the omelet out of the rainwater. It's crazy. People, I think, have just grown to look at Schooner Later almost like it's a religion. It's where you gotta be.
The wait can be up to 2 hours at Schooner Later, but that doesn't seem to faze any of the customers. A couple who are longtime regulars explain why they love Sunday Funday.
We try to get out on Sundays and just be outside, and so this is where we like to start, and then we're on our way to spend the rest of the day at the beach.
Another popular spot is Legends on 2nd Street. It is packed on Sundays with sports fans. Manager Mike Suarez describes why people are big fans of Sunday Funday.
People take advantage, start early, 8, 9 a.m. with, Bloody Marys, mimosas. It's definitely a popular day out here on 2nd Street.
For those who are looking for a really lively crowd and awesome food and drink specials, Panama Joe's Cantina on 2nd Street is a place to be for Sunday Funday. Shout contests, Bloody Mary bar, and of course football keeps this place packed. Server Cody Lauterbach talks about a typical Sunday there.
Oh, it's the best day of the week. You come here, you get all the football games, your favorite team, drink specials, food specials all day, all kinds of good stuff, and great crowd of people. We got the college kids as well as our regulars, older crowd as well. So you get the best of both worlds, really.
It is still a mystery how or where Sunday Funday originated, but this weekend tradition is a growing phenomenon. Whether it's families having brunch at Schooner later, sports fans enjoying a beer at Legends, or college students getting rowdy at Panama Joe's, there is one common theme. The people of Long Beach love Sunday Funday. This is Megan Farquhar reporting with Campus Connection.
Starbucks might become more than just your morning cup of joe. Gabriela Rosario shows us how it might turn into your local bar.
Cheers to that.
Making around 70% of its sales before 2 p.m., Starbucks is trying to innovate its business by adding new choices to the menu, beer and wine. Seattle is the first city to implement the new strategy by transforming some of the current Starbucks stores and constructing others. If successful, we might have a brand new type of Starbucks in our own city.
We'll invite more people to come. So yes, it will change the dynamics because, of course, more people who are older or above 21 would want to come in.
California alcohol laws differ from Washington's. According to Vincent Cravens from Alcohol Beverage Control in Lakewood, if Starbucks decides to expand its new strategies here in California, it will have to become a new type of business.
Type 42 license, which is beer and wine, but no one under 21 is permitted in that type of establishment, and that establishment does not have to sell food. Have a full service kitchen and serve meals in addition to the complimentary beer and wine service as well.
Starbucks will face the hard decision to become a bar or to become a full-scale restaurant. Their revenue may increase at some point, but they could lose a large percent of the current customers.
For them to remain probably just a wine cheese bar, besides being a cafe, because moving into a restaurant is just a different feel for them, and I don't think that their core competence of creating that third place restaurant industry would require more resources that I don't think Starbucks is willing to expand at this point.
Yes, I still would go to Starbucks, though I'm not really a wine drinker. I drink other forms of alcohol. If they sold it in there, I'd still be interested. I'd still come.
A lot more, just because I like alcohol and stuff, and it's just a relaxing environment. It would probably, just soothe me.
Starbucks is using local music, local artists, and local artwork, but will the drinks be from a local corporation?
It's basically an entity where they want to put their stamp and name on everything. Sure, they'll probably start off with basic beer and wine, and then they'll change it, and then they'll start owning the wine, and then they'll just produce it on their own.
The giant Starbucks keeps expanding and renovating, but their sales have decreased 7% in the past month. Changing a cup of froth for a glass of wine will not be an easy transition. Reporting from Campus Connection, this is Gabriela Rosario. Now back to the studio.
Looks like Starbucks might become the new hangout spot. Coming up next on Campus Connection, hidden on the campus of Cal State Long Beach is a station that brings music to the soul. Stay with us.
I found out about the federal student aid program through my English teacher. My goal is to finish college and get my degree in journalism. My name is Jared, and this is my story.
Need help paying for college? Go to Federal Student Aid.
Cal State Long Beach is known for its scholastic and athletic achievements, but there's a hidden gem tucked away on campus that's music to millions of people's ears. I was lucky enough to spend a day in the studios of KJazz, affectionately known as KJazz.
KJazz 88.1.
KJazz is a self-ran radio station that calls Long Beach State home, being only one of 5 remaining pure jazz stations in the nation. KJazz plays nonstop jazz and is home to 4 DJs.
The radio station is a professionally staffed, professionally directed radio station. We have been the #1 jazz station in the country almost immediately from the beginning, because we were very focused and we were very true to our format.
At a time when hip-hop had started to grow its wings, KJazz stayed true to form while still keeping up with societal changes.
We had live interviews, and we were the hub of jazz activity. When something big was happening in the community of jazz, we would be right there in the heart of it. So we had young up-and-coming students who had won things like the Spotlight Award from the Music Center. They would come in and play live, and those were the stars of tomorrow.
KJazz not only reaches out to the community, but stays connected with the campus, especially the music department.
I think our influence on the campus and with the young people has been primarily with the music department.
Jazz is such an important part of American history and culture. I think it's very important that it's here on this campus. In fact, when I first came here 7, 8 years ago, one of the things that attracted me to this position was because KJazz was here. Because I thought, if I'm in jazz, what better place to be than a campus that has, the station for the West Coast on its grounds, and the music then can be a part of the students' lives in a real way versus a theoretical way. To say, like, this is what's going on in the real world, and it's right here on our campus, and we can take advantage of it, of having it here.
Jazz music plays an important role in American society. It gives a picture of society at the time and tells stories of the unspoken. Jazz music may not be popular music in today's sense. However, it is America's popular music. KJazz continues to stick to form, gain recognition, and keep a musical history alive. For more information, please tune into KJazz 88.1 FM or visit www.jazzandblues.org. This is Liz Polk reporting from Campus Connection. It's great to have a piece of history right here on campus. And now, a commentary from Campus Connection co-show producer, Michael Cecil.
Thank you, Liz. The city of Long Beach has been witness to inspiring leaders, community growth, and forward-thinking ideas. Its unique diversity and culture really make it what it is. Many people do adore Long Beach, but does Long Beach really get the recognition it deserves? Will Long Beach always remain a second-tier city within the United States and often written off from the general public? So how does Long Beach move forward? One thing is certain. The vision for a better city remains the constant within the community at large and those who support its growth. With the many social issues surrounding the city, Long Beach remains on the brink of achieving more, reaching a potential seemingly envisioned yet never enacted. I can say this, the city of Long Beach is on the rise, and it's more than simply a community plan, cleaning the beaches, or battling the homeless issue that are helping it. When it's all said and done, people are what drive this international city into what it can be and will become. If the career of the late California State Senator Jenny Oropesa teaches us anything, it's to always stand up for what you believe in. Her illustrious career should serve as an example to all of us. Her legacy in Long Beach will always live on through the students, through the community, and through the people. From all of us here at Campus Connection, we would like to say thank you for tuning in, and we hope you can find your own way to serve your city, community, friends, and family. Go farther than what is expected of you. Do more than you ever imagined. Just as Long Beach looks to move forward into the new decade, so should we all search for ways to make this life one worth living.
Well said, Michael. That's all the time we have. Thank you for watching.
We hope you'll join us again when Campus Connection returns next semester.
And to follow 24/7 community and Cal State Long Beach headlines, watch Beach News online at thedaily49er.com.
See you next time.